So I got my Starbucks and had a little journaling session, and I wanted to share what came up for me. So, I've been thinking a lot about belief systems and how what we believe really does matter when it comes to the life we live. Let me explain. I realize that whatever belief system that I have in my mind, I'm realizing more and more that that is a reflection of the identity that I have about myself. Like, what people believe is their identity, and it's their point of reference. It's their reality of what they believe the world needs to look like in reference to who they think that they are. Let's talk about the concept of love and being loved. If somebody believes that they're undeserving of love, they're unworthy of love, they're horrible, who could ever love them, what they've been through, they're just such a mess, that belief system is going to be a energetic match and a beautiful marriage with horrible people and attracting horrible people into your life. Because if you believe that you're unworthy of love and you believe that you're just so unlovable and that you're meant to suffer, whoever comes into your life that gives you a crumb of love, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is better than I could ever imagine. Like, thank you so much for this crumb. This is love. Thank you. Versus somebody who believes that, yeah, I'm freaking amazing. I know love. I give love freely. I receive love freely. God loves me so much. I am just such a great person. They're going to attract amazing people who are a mirror to that energy and who are like, dang, like, I love that girl. I love that guy. Like, let me pour into them. Let me give them opportunities. Let me see how they're doing. Let me check in on them and see if they need any help. Let me actually love on them, because love is an action, right? Another example, let's talk about the concept of money. A lot of us growing up, maybe if you're like me, you grew up not having a lot. Money may become this thing that's like, oh, money is evil, or thoughts like money's the root of all evil, which if you are a Christian, that verse means the love of money. So check yourself. Or the concept of like money's hard to get, or rich people are evil and they're not generous and all this stuff. Or if I get money, I need to have balance in my life. I'm not allowed to have all this. What ends up happening is you end up just maybe attracting a lot of money and then losing it. Like, you can't keep it, or you are literally repelling money because you hate it so much. You don't like the concept of it. You have all these limiting beliefs about money, and then you wonder, where's the money at? Like, why is life so hard right now? It ties back to a belief of self versus somebody who, you know, I love the interview of Jim Carrey where he talks about how he wrote himself a check. And when he didn't have $1 million, he wrote a check for $1 million and was like, this is going to happen. He saw himself as worthy of receiving that money. Now, did it happen overnight? No. But that belief, reinforcing that belief, helped him every day wake up with a purpose, with a new identity that maybe he couldn't see, but it was something that he agreed to every morning. This is the new identity that I am going to match. Until I see it in the physical realm, this will be my belief about who I am. And when I think about the different types of energies or the different types of identities, you know, those are two different things. If somebody believes that they're a peasant, if they believe that they're unworthy of good things, nice things, good people, they're unworthy of being cared for, they're unworthy of having an easy life, that is a different energy than someone that's on their queen and king and goddess energy, right? Somebody who's up here that's like, I'm waking up, I'm a queen, I have a staff, I have help, I have all these people supporting me, and I get to just show up and I get to know that all of my needs are met. That's a different energy than someone who sees themselves as a peasant and they're like, oh, it's another day. It's going to be hard today. Everybody, no one supports me. No one loves me. No one this, no one that. Money's hard to come by. Love is hard. Love is hard. Like even that concept. Those are two different energies. And when you have a belief system, whatever it is that you are subscribing to, that's what you're going to keep creating. And when I think of like an algorithm, somebody who's like, I don't know why I keep seeing horrible news articles, like my parents, they love Facebook, right? Like they may be shown a whole different set of content than me. And I may be shown a whole different set of content than my niece who's 14, because all of us are subscribing and we're engaging and interacting with different content. And when you think about your life, what are you engaging with? What are you interacting with that you think is normal? It's time to change that algorithm. It's time to change that belief, even if you don't think it's going to change overnight or create results overnight. That's fine. But it all starts with our mentality and the belief system that we have in our mind. One thing I want to say about belief systems, and when you start to shift your belief system from being peasant to queen or from unworthy to worthy, what's going to happen is the way that you move and groove throughout life, the way that you have standards in general, the way that you have a standard for yourself, the way that you start to have a different standard for the people around you, it is going to change because you can't stay the same. If you start to move and groove every morning, like I mentioned Jim Carrey, if he wrote that $1 million check to himself, do you think that he gets to wake up and be the same? No, it's going to call him higher to make better decisions. It's going to call him to take more risks. It's going to call him to be more active in finding a new community of people to connect with, or find a new environment to be around so that he can attract this new level, right? So when it comes to your belief system and the values that you carry and what you choose to agree with and tap into and subscribe to, just know that if you do change it from peasant vibes to kingdom vibes, your expectations of others, your boundaries of others, they're going to change tremendously, because you cannot accept the same from yourself, and you won't accept the same from others around you who maybe still believe in the previous belief system. I even think about the concept of like rich people problems. I've heard people say stuff like that, like, oh, that's a rich people problems or rich folk problems. And to me, I'm like, give me rich people problems, okay? Because the alternative is broke issues. And I've seen a lot of that, okay? I've experienced a lot of that. And I will take rich people problems any friggin' day. And so whenever I see someone say like, oh, rich people problems, or in a comment section, or someone, dumping on wealthy people, to me, I'm not going to engage in that, because I want to build a legacy. I want my children to be trust fund babies. Like, I would love that. What do you mean? Like, I would love a life where I can care for my parents, and I can, give to charities that I care about, and I can fund other young Black girls to pursue whatever arts and dreams that they have. Like, why am I going to crap on a life of somebody that if God gave that to me, I would have the best time with it? But if I hate on it, or I discourage myself from even letting that reality feel good to me, I'm never going to get that. You know what I'm saying? I saw this really amazing Instagram post, and it said, if the vision or reality was impossible, you never would have received it. And that to me is so beautiful, because a couple of reasons. Here's some examples. Let's think about the concept of FaceTiming somebody. Like right now, this is like a little FaceTime vibes. What's up, bestie? FaceTiming would have been considered witchcraft back in the 1700s. Are you kidding me? If somebody was like, hey, in the future, I can FaceTime somebody all the way in a different country. Excuse me, what? Like, no, that is not reality. That 1700 person would tell you that's not reality. You're on crack, to the stake immediately. Think about surgery and heart transplants and kidney transplants. Like, that would have been impossible that is not a reality for people way back in the day. Like, I'm sorry, no, you're just gonna have to pass away. And I also think about planes. Like, at one point in history, people said, no, birds are the only things that can fly. And then somebody one day said, you know what? No, humans can fly. Humans can fly. And imagine how crazy that concept must have been to somebody. Like, humans fly? What? And then to take it to another notch, most of these flights, I found out recently, most planes aren't even being flown by a pilot. The pilot's up there just chilling, okay, and giving messages. Planes are on autopilot majority of the time. And at one point, these were not realities. At one point, these were not belief systems that anybody could have ever conceived of. Even going to the moon, even leaving the atmosphere. The concepts that we have today at one point were impossible. They were not possible, but somebody believed it was possible, and they expanded what reality really meant to every other human being. The key is your belief about yourself. The key is the belief about what is the reality that you want to create and subscribe to. Because I believe in God, and I also believe in free will. And I think at any point, we all have a choice and a decision every morning to wake up and subscribe to being a peasant, or subscribe to being, actually, I'm a child of God, which means I'm royalty, which means I have access to angels and help and resources. I just need to align myself with that mentality and watch as it does become a physical, tangible reality. It ties in with, what do you get to have? Do you feel like you only can have hardship and struggle and constant suffering? Or can your belief system be, no, I get to have a beautiful life that I am so proud of and excited to wake up for every morning. I have a purpose. I am receiving love and abundance and care and provision and protection. Like, where is your mind at? And not only what do I get to have, but the mentality of what level of ease do I get to have this? Like, what level of difficulty do I have to experience to receive this? Because a lot of times we may tell ourselves, like, yes, this sounds amazing, this is what I want, but then we'll turn around and be like, but it's going to be hard. Like, I know I'm a child of God, I know that I have resources and angels and help, but it has to be hard though. Like, it can't be easy. Like, how does this make sense? Like, no, I'm sorry, but if I have free will and I get to decide and tap into any reality, I'm gonna go with the reality where I get to have all the beautiful things that God has in store for me, and it gets to be easy, and I get to have help. I don't need to know all the ins and outs, but that's the beauty of having a spiritual team. That's the beauty of having resources and people and community, is that you don't have to do it all on your own, especially if you have a clean, pure heart and you want to make a difference on this planet. You're going to be supported, and it's not going to be struggle town. I want to finish this video off with an experiment that I want to share with you. So in 1950, Kirk Richard, who was this experiment conductor, science guy, right? He did an experiment with rats and buckets of water. Personally, I think this experiment is a little, inhumane, but it's fine. We're going to get into it. So, first round of the experiment, he dumps a bunch of rats in a bucket half full of water, and they swim for about 15 minutes, and then they all drowned. The ironic thing about this experiment, and what's really interesting, is that the rats are amazing swimmers. Like, have y'all seen Ratatouille? Like, they're amazing swimmers. And in 15 minutes, they unalive themselves by drowning. So the second step of the experiment, they basically took a whole new group of rats, dumped them in the bucket of water. They swam. And right before the 15-minute mark, because they could tell that they were about to drown, they took them out, they dried them off, they gave them some food, they let them chill. Then they did it again with the same group of rats. Now, mind you, these rats almost died. They put them back in the same bucket, and Do you know this same group of rats that had just gone through this and almost died, they were able to last for 60 hours. Let me see my notes. 60 hours. They were able to swim for 60 hours. Do you understand how crazy that is? And what was, concluded in this experiment is that the rats had hope and had belief that somebody was going to take them out shortly, dry them off, and feed them. They had belief and hope that they were going to be rescued. The capacity and what we're able to receive and what we're able to accomplish in this life is all mindset. What are we capable of doing? Those rats were able to swim for 15 minutes before they were like, this is it, I gotta go. And then the ones that had belief and had faith, they were able to go beyond anything that the first group was able to do. And I think about this concept of self-sabotage, and being like, I can't. This is too difficult, versus, no, I'm going to press in and I am able to do exceedingly abundantly above all I could ever ask or think. Okay. Because I am a capable and competent human being. The capacity of being able to receive blessings and miracles and receive help and all of our wildest dreams coming true ties into our identity and our belief in who we are and our belief in what is possible for us. Bottom line, your faith, your mentality, how you see yourself, how you even see God and the universe around you is a direct reflection of the reality that you're going to live. Because faith can move mountains. Belief can move mountains. Now, is it going to move it in a direction that is for your highest good and beautiful? That is where free will comes into play. And that's where you get to decide. Beliefs can make or break your life. They can make and break opportunities that come in. They can make and break beautiful blessings that can come in. But your faith and how you see yourself and how you start to look at the world, even though you can't see it, it's not about seeing the tangible yet, but just knowing and having hope that my belief, if it's going south or if it's negative, if it's peasant energy, like I need to take a step back and be like, no. I'm a child of God. I am blessed. I have support. And that's the reality I choose to believe. I don't care what it looks like right now. And get to witness miracles show up and beautiful synchronicities start to happen in your life. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video and talk about this because this was on my heart. So if this resonated with you, leave me a comment below. Let me know if it did. And I am sending you so much love and light and beauty. And I pray that you can start to see yourself the way that God sees you and start to receive abundance and beauty and blessings. Because at the end of the day, it's all just waiting there for us. But many of us, because of our belief systems that are so messed up, we are holding it. We are not allowing our free will to say, yes, I receive. Yes, it gets to be easy. Yes, I have support. Yes, I'm willing to do what I need to do to receive what I need to receive. So I hope this uplifted you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.